Just wanted to talk about the movie Superman 2. This once again stars Christopher Reeve as Superman slash Clark Kent, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor once again, Margot Kidder as Lois Lane, and what happened in the first movie that I forgot to mention with Zod. He was getting put into the Phantom Zone because of shit that he did in Krypton. So him and his people, Ursa and Nan, they all get put into the Phantom Zone. So that was set up in the first movie that they were already in the Phantom Zone. So now it's a little bit after the first movie now. Lex Luthor's still in prison. He's escaped prison. Lois is now in Paris. She's investigating the story that's like a bunch of terrorists that are putting a bomb that have hostages. So now Superman goes to try to save Lois and try to save the hostages in Paris. And he's flying back there. He's getting there. That scene though, when he turns into Superman, like when he runs into the alleyway and he opens his shirt up, that's such a fucking awesome scene. Like him ripping open his shirt and flying up. So then he goes there. He saves Lois from the whole thing. And that bomb that was in that elevated thing, he's like, I believe this is your floor. And then he takes the thing, he throws it into space, and that blows up, and then that releases Zod, Ursa, and Nan now, and now they're coming to Earth. They're trying to find Earth. And also, Superman, he wants to be with Lois. Um, and they're also going to investigate this other story in Niagara Falls, and Lois is trying to figure out that he's Superman. She thinks he's Superman because in one scene his glasses fell off. So eventually she finds out he's Superman. So now Superman doesn't want to be Superman anymore, and he pretty much gets rid of all his powers. And now these villains come, and now he has no powers to stop them. So he tries to go back to the Antarctic, and he finds the crystal again, and that's pretty much what it's about. I don't really want to spoil the entire movie, but yeah, this is a good sequel. I would say I almost like it maybe a little bit more than the first one. And it's cool seeing Gene Hackman back, and he starts like working with General Zod and Nan and Ursa and three. He's like three people with the power of Superman. And now Superman, he turns back into Superman, and now he has to fight three of these Kryptonians. It's a cool fight. Yeah, it's a little outdated though because the effects are so old, but it still holds up to me. It still looks cool. Like that whole fight scene that they had, in the middle of the city was awesome. And again, Christopher Reeve is great. Zod, he's a little over the top. He's like, kneel before Zod. He's a little over the top though, but he doesn't really have much of a plan though. He's like, I just want revenge. He wants revenge on Jor-El's heirs, and but it's still a good movie though. Like Superman is Christopher Reeve is great. Margot Kidder is great. To me the best scenes in this movie. I know the Zod stuff is awesome, but to me the best scenes are always with Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve and them two, and like Lois Lane finding out that he's Superman, and she fucking falls onto that Niagara Falls thing, and then he's trying not to show that he's Superman. So instead of using all his powers, he just, uses his eye beams and gets her raw. I know there's a different cut of this, the Richard Donner cut, because Richard Donner, he didn't direct this one. It was directed by Richard Lester. Richard Donner directed some of it, but he didn't direct the full thing because something happened, like, and he didn't finish it. But he did later on do a different cut. I like the cut, the Richard Donner cut, but for some reason I just prefer the normal version. It's just how I don't know. Maybe it's just because I grew up with that version. Um, but yeah, this is definitely a really good sequel. I would probably say I like it maybe even a little bit more than the first one. Zod, he's badass, even though he's a little over the top, and he's kind of like, stereotypical villain that just wants revenge. But he's still awesome to watch. Um, and the fight scenes that they have at the end, like like when Superman and Zod and like the people are like, this is gonna be good, and and Superman's like, don't do it, the people. You know, it's a really fun movie, really awesome. And I like how at the end he like switches his powers. Like they think that he's gonna get all of his powers taken away, but instead he takes all their powers away. And then that scene when he crushes his hand, really epic, and it's like really cool. I really enjoyed this movie. Still holds up for me. I also forgot to mention Jackie Cooper, who plays Perry White. He's awesome. He was really cool in the first one. Miss Tessmacher! Otis gets stuck in fucking prison though. Um, but yeah, this is still in my opinion a good movie. Terrence Stamp, he's who plays Zod. And what's fucked up? He actually was in Smallville. He did the voice of Jor-El in Smallville. Kind of weird. Um, so yeah, this is definitely a good sequel to the first Superman movie. Like I said, I would probably put it up there, maybe a little bit better than the first one because that awesome fight scene at the end is really awesome to watch. A lot of fun. They just go at it. It was a little fucking weird though at the end, like when they're in the friggin' Fortress of Solitude and he rips off that S off him. It's like, what the hell is that? Like, I don't know. I always liked it when I was little, but now it's like, why did he do that? Doesn't really do anything. I guess it just stopped them, but it didn't really do much. um, but yeah, this is still, like I said, a really fun movie. I like Christopher Reeve still as Superman. Margot Kidder is great. The whole time when she's trying to find out he's Superman is fun to watch. And I like when he saves that kid who falls, in the Niagara Falls thing. He's like, again, again. And Superman's like, sorry, only one ride per customer. But yeah, this is one of definitely one of my favorite of the Superman movies. I would put it up there, maybe even a little better than the first one. But that's really all I have to say. Thanks for listening, and yeah, subscribe and peace.